7 tricks banned in football. It's the greatest sport on earth and millions of adoring fans love to be entertained by the beautiful game. Step aboard the showboat and watch icons performing dazzling skills to light up the football pitch. Some players have found themselves at the centre of them as their brilliant tricks have ended up being banned. The soccer lawmakers, like FIFA, have decided to ban a number of effective tricks, and some pretty cool ones too. Way to spoil the fun, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit us up in the comments right after we show you 7 tricks banned in football. Neymar's rainbow flick. Neymar is Brazil's golden boy and a total baller when it comes to showboating and displaying his fancy tricks. The Olympic gold medalist has had a lucrative career and is often at the centre of attention for his clubs, or at least until the likes of Messi or Mbappe hog his spotlight. Neymar has learned plenty of tricks from watching heroes like Ronaldinho, and he's always supremely confident on the pitch. A lot of coaches will tell you that there's a time and a place to show off, and the most important thing during a game is to be competitive and win. But Neymar wants to look good first and win second. Neymar used to be famous for pulling off a popular playground trick. Neymar did it better than anyone else. Well, maybe everyone except for the Nigerian legend JJ Okocha. But it was Neymar's consistent use of the rainbow flick that resulted in FIFA laying down the law to ban it in games. That magical art of flicking the ball up and then deftly flicking it over your head with the back of your heel looks amazing when it works. When it doesn't, it looks kinda lame. But kids, Neymar almost always got the trick right and made defenders look dumb. Let's have a moment of silence to remember the joys of Neymar pulling off rainbow flicks. Tricks like these are always best when they have a little samba magic, y'all. Seal trick. When it comes to tricks with that sweet samba style, it's Ronaldinho who did it better than anyone. No one had the same kind of skill and flamboyancy as Dino, and he had a whole box of tricks to bamboozle defenders. From his famous flick-flack to his no-look pass, this guy had it all. But there's a trick Ronaldinho loved to show off during warm-ups and occasionally during matches. In fact, this trick was popular in South America and the legendary Maradona even made use of it. It's called the seal trick, and it was first made famous by a Brazilian called Curlon, who ran while bouncing the ball on top of his head and keeping it in the air. The football lawmakers quickly put an end to this though, because they felt showing off like that might be dangerous and encouraged the opposition to kick a player in the head. To be fair to FIFA, when you had tough guys like Vinnie Jones, Roy Keane and Gennaro Gattuso, they'd love nothing more than to launch a dude's head into space if that player seal dribbled past them. On to the next trick that got banned, and it's back to Neymar again. Penalty faking. Do FIFA not like Neymar or something? It seems like every time this dude gets known for performing a particular trick, they start to ban it from competitive matches. Neymar's fancy skills and quick footwork are easy on the eye, but they're also effective too. They help him win a lot of free kicks, but also a lot of penalty kicks. And if Neymar wins a penalty, especially when playing for Brazil, there's only one man who's going to take it. Neymar is pretty good from the spot too. He scored 74 penalties throughout his career, compared to the 16 penalties he has missed. But at one time he had a foolproof way of scoring a penalty. Neymar would fake his kick after running up to the ball, sending the keeper into a dive. Then all he had to do was tap the ball into the net while the confused goalie was lying on the ground. This enraged opponents, but it also caught the attention of FIFA, who had representatives watch a game Neymar was playing in to see just what he was pulling. Sure enough, Neymar had a penalty and he performed his fake out, scoring an easy goal. This dude had cheat mode enabled, y'all, and that's the way FIFA saw it too. They made the move illegal, and what's more, if you want to try it, you'll get a yellow card. Speaking of penalties, Debu's distraction tactics. Another player to basically inspire a rule change was Emiliano Martinez. The Qatar World Cup's Golden Glove winner helped inspire Argentina to a World Cup trophy. He was just as instrumental in their memorable triumph as Leo Messi. Martinez made key saves throughout the knockout stages, but also during 2 penalty shootouts. First there was Argentina's match against Holland, and Martinez wanted to make sure he used every advantage he could to psych out opponents. He'd been doing whenever he could for his club team, Aston Villa, famously making Bruno Fernandes miss a late penalty for Man United. But the World Cup is a whole different kind of pressure. During the shootout, he danced and pulled faces and tried everything he could to distract the Dutch kickers. It worked. Then in the World Cup final, the match went to a penalty shootout once again, and Martinez was the hero for Argentina and the villain for France. He got right up to the kick takers before they took the penalties, and he danced and skipped across the goal line to psych them out. His tactics already caught the attention of referees, and it was down to his psych outs that he was yellow carded in the World Cup final. Martinez, known affectionately as the Boo, saved 4 penalties throughout the World Cup, and his antics really caught the eye. After the tournament, FIFA implemented a law change, and now goalkeepers are not allowed to unfairly distract a penalty taker during a competitive game. Doing so will result in a yellow card. Goalkeeper time wasting. While we're talking keepers, there's another tactic that has seen law changes evolve in the past 30 years, and it's all down to time wasting. In Euro 92, Denmark were a late entry into the tournament after replacing Yugoslavia, who were banned. Remarkably, Denmark won the tournament, but became renowned for all the time-wasting tactics they used during the game. One such tactic was with the back pass. Now listen up, kids. Back in the day, a defender could pass the ball back to the goalkeeper, who could then pick it up. Sounds crazy, right? And sounds like something that could get abused. Well, it did, and Denmark used the trick constantly, with their players passing the ball back to Big Peter Schmeichel. He'd then pick it up. This kind of marred their miraculous tournament win, but also led to the creation of the back pass rule, which meant a keeper couldn't pick up the ball if a teammate passed it to them. This meant keepers would now have to use their feet instead of their hands. Then over 15 years later, the 6-second rule was introduced. This basically meant that goalkeepers would have to release the ball from their hands 6 seconds after catching it. This was to help speed up games, but also stop goalkeepers from keeping hold of the ball and wasting time. But here's the thing, it's rarely enforced to that timing. But if a keeper does abuse it, or even take too long taking goal kicks, the referee will book them, and our old buddy Emilio Martinez picks up a lot of yellow cards due to time wasting. The donkey kick. The donkey kick, the seal trick. What is it with the animal-based football tricks? One really effective and cool trick looks great when the team pulls it off, but unfortunately, in competitive games it has to be no for 52 years. The donkey kick is simple. When taking a free kick, the taker flicks up the ball so that his teammate can volley it. It's not an easy cheat either. It takes skill from both players to pull this off well. The kicker has to flick it to the perfect height, and the receiver has to get their volley just right. The ban came into place because of a well-worked routine by English side Coventry City. This ban seems really harsh though, because when it works, it looks awesome and it's not easy. Like these tricks? Which is your favourite? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. On to our last ban trick, the long throw. You can score a goal direct from a corner. You can also score a goal direct from a goal kick. Here's an interesting side fact though. If the goalkeeper kicks the ball in his own net from a goal kick, the opposition are only awarded a corner. Crazy, right? Okay, so what about a goal straight from a throw-in? There have been many masters of the art of long throw-ins in soccer. Stoke City legend Rory Delap caused chaos in the Premier League with his long throw-ins, and Stoke City even became a nightmare for the top 4 clubs who struggled to deal with such a simple but effective tactic. But what happens if the throw bypasses everyone and goes into the goal? Well, it doesn't count. In fact, it would end up as a goal kick. Or if a player throws it into his own net, a corner. A throw-in must connect with a player on the pitch before a goal can be awarded. There was one famous own goal that might have been different if not for the faintest brush of a goalkeeper's studs. Aston Villa were playing arch rivals Birmingham City. A defender takes a throw-in back to his keeper, Peter Enkelman, who tried to control the ball. It slid beneath his boot, just slightly touching his studs, and that meant the